I didn't check my hair. Is it okay?
Okay.
Oh, and I'm on the air. Great, awesome. Welcome to Vision. We're glad you're all here today. We're going to be celebrating a lot of things today, a lot of people, and we're going to start by just celebrating each other. Let's stand together and just affirm who we are.
Enter this moment. life is perfect, that life is my life now. There's only one life, that life is God's life. That life is perfect, that life is my life. This is the day that God has made.
Yes. I made it. I made it before you all sat down, and I'm so proud of myself. I was wondering how I was going to do that. You noticed I'm not Reverend Patty Paris. I'm a little bit taller and a little, well, let's pray, shall we? We do that a lot here, and that's where we're going to start today. And we start with what we know to be the truth and ground ourselves in that. There is one life. That life is the life of God. It is fully present everywhere, so we call it wholeness. It is complete, lacking nothing and contingent upon nothing, so we call it perfect. We call it right here where we are, who we are, expressing itself as us. And because God is always the activity of all life everywhere, we know that we are a center of divine activity in this morning, and especially in this shared experience in this room and online. Each one of us is a center of God-conscious life, expressing fully and freely. And so now it's our turn in this moment to get out of the way and let it be so in us, through us, and as us. And so it is. Well, welcome again to Vision. I'm so glad you're here. I'm going to pick this up and look at it so that I don't forget things I'm supposed to remember. You are at Vision, Center for Spiritual Living. We're part of Centers for Spiritual Living worldwide denomination. We're actually a movement around the world. We call it New Thought, but it's rooted in ancient wisdom. Ernest Holmes repeated that song we just sang, was based on Ernest Holmes' lifelong affirmation. There is only one life. That life is God's life. That life is perfect. That life is my life now. That's what we do here. We pray that truth for each other, and we see each other knowing that about each other. I want to tell you that we have practitioners here in the room and available online on both Facebook. Paul is walking around. He's got a prayer box. If there's a prayer request form in your bulletin, if you want to write down a prayer request, he'll take that and put it in the box. And our practitioner corps, a full 30 plus of us, will pray on that prayer request every single day, knowing the truth for you. So please avail yourself to that. If you're online, there is a prayer request form on our website, and I believe right now there's a link on your little chat box that you can click on and submit a prayer request, or you can bookmark it and come to it later. Our practitioners love to pray the truth for you, love to pray your good, love to know your wholeness and your prosperity and your health. Let us do that for you. We love it. And that's what we do. After the service today, there are practitioners in the room if you want some one-on-one prayer. And online, we have our meet and greet online in the Zoom, and you can take advantage of that. There's a practitioner in the Zoom room, and they can go into like a, what is it, they call it a breakout room, and you can have one-on-one prayer there today. So whatever, if you're here and there's anything on your mind, on your heart, and you can't concentrate, don't leave this experience without getting prayer today. Let's see. What else am I supposed to tell you? Oh, we have a welcome packet. Thank you. Now I know why Reverend Patty's always saying, "Where was I?" We have a welcome packet. Let me do my little Vanna White. It looks like this. It's on the back table there. It's in the front table as you walk in. And if you just want one, and you can just ask me and I'll go get you one. But this explains about who we are, where we come from, where we're going, how we transform lives through this practical spirituality. And we would love to give you one. If you're online, you can get one online as well. I believe it's on our website, and there's probably a link there right about now, right there. All right. Oh, and on the front of that welcome packet, there's a greeting. You'd think this is the first time I'd been to this church, right? I think my first service was Christmas Eve 2011. You'd think I'd know this routine by now. But we say this greeting every week to remind ourselves and for all of our guests how much we love having you here. So let's say it together for ourselves and for our guests. Ready? Whoever you are and wherever you are welcome here. You are safe and you are loved. Yes, and now I'm going to run over there, but what I want you to do while I do that is take a breath. We'll be moving into a time of prayer and meditation, so we're going to sing a centering song.
Good morning. My name is Paul Hemmerling. I'm one of the licensed practitioners here at Vision, and now's our time for meditation and contemplation. We'll have some quotes. The chime will ring. We'll enter a period of silence. The chime will ring us out of meditation, and we'll move directly into our time of community prayer. I invite you to get comfortable in your seats, close your eyes, and take these quotes with you into the silence. People who trigger us to feel negative emotions are messengers. They are messengers for the unhealed parts of our being. And that's from Teal Swan. And from our founder, Ernest Holmes. The one who has learned to love all people will find plenty of people who will return that love. This is not mere sentiment. It is a deep scientific fact. The memorial candle is burning today for Harold Edward Ryan Jr., father of Vision's Monica Ryan, who made his transition on December 27th. The candle is also burning for Bonnie Paddock, beloved friend of Reverend Patty Paris. Bonnie made her transition this past Thursday. So just taking a moment to acknowledge this change in these lives. We know the truth of Harold and Bonnie is eternal. They have moved beyond our sight on the path, but they are not gone. Their experience has changed, but it is an experience we will all join them in. And so knowing that the eternal path of self-awareness, of self-discovery, of the divine nature of Harold and Bonnie is expressing itself on a new level, we acknowledge the places in our lives where they are not currently present, but we cherish those memories and we walk the path towards that place, the bend in the road where they have moved beyond our sight. But we know they are eternally, infinitely present in the divine expression and experience of God as life, as eternity, as the peace and love of all reality. Knowing that this truth of Harold and Bonnie is the truth of each and every one of us, that we are all one. We are one being, one mind, one truth, one energy, one essence, one experience, knowing of itself subjectively as this life. I know the truth of all reality is a unified field of self-aware love, which is expressing itself as this three-dimensional universe, as planets and trees and air, as bone and blood and carpet and music and thoughts and prosperity and freedom and love and joy, opportunity, smiles. I know that spirit is right here and right now everywhere, whole, perfect, and complete, denying itself nothing, finding no barrier, finding no buffer, finding no resistance to its own expression and experience. As I know that this power and presence is everywhere, knowing only of itself, I know that I am one. As we are one being, one mind, one expression and experience of the divine presence. And so knowing that right here and right now, I know that God, Spirit, the divine flow of life is the experience and expression of each and every one of our finances. I know that Spirit is right here and right now expressing as freedom, as joy, as prosperity, as opportunity. I know that there is no need, that Spirit is not effortlessly and immediately fulfilling. Fulfillment is the seed of desire. For I know that God is the only activity in our lives, and therefore I know that there is no need that cannot immediately be met. I know that Spirit moves through the fastest, smoothest, most efficient path to its own self-fulfillment. We simply say yes. As I know that financial prosperity and opportunity is the truth of us, I know that health is the truth of us. I know that each and every cell of our body is right here and right now in perfect alignment with the physician that dwells within, with the mastermind that created the entire universe and holds it in balance. I know that these bodies are right here and right now part of that balance, knowing what to do and how to do it, expressing the greatest mobility, the greatest joy, the greatest expression of health on each and every level. I know there is no disease in God, therefore there is no inherent need for disease in the human, and therefore I know that health is the truth of each and every one of us. And knowing that this power and presence, which is everywhere, loving only of itself, I know that harmony is the truth of each and every one of our relationships. As we find peace and express love within ourselves, we ripple that out into the pond as a pebble drops, igniting more love, more harmony, more peace, more smiles. And we greet all with infinite well-being. We allow no one's consciousness to drag us down. We are grounded in the love of the infinite through us, and knowing right here and right now that Spirit has the solution to each and everything which is expressing an experience in our lives. I simply give great thanks. I give great thanks for this opportunity to prove this principle. And knowing with absolute gratitude for this day, for this building, for Marcus as that perfect vessel for Spirit's message, for the music, for the volunteers, for the tech team, for all of it. With absolute gratitude and assurance, I simply release this word into the law, knowing Spirit has already said yes, that this word returns fulfilled. And join me as we say together, and so it is. Can I get an amen? Thank you.
Our guest soloist today is good old reliable Ria, who always comes through, and you see she's doing double duty today. She's a backup singer for herself. So please welcome Ria Carey.
When I look into your eyes, it's like watching the night sky or a beautiful sunrise. There's so much they hold, and just like them old stars, I see that you've come so far to be right where you are. How old is your soul? Well, I won't give up on us, even if the skies get rough. I'm giving you all my love. I'm still looking up. And when you're needing your space to do some navigating, I'll be here patiently waiting to see what you find. 'Cause even the stars, they burn, some even fall to the earth, and we've got a lot to learn. God knows we're worth it. No, I won't give up. I don't want to be someone who walks away so easily. I'm here to stay and make the difference that I can make. Our differences, they do a lot to teach us how to use the tools and gifts we got. Yeah, we got a lot at stake. And in the end, you're still my friend. At least we did intend for us to work. We didn't break, we didn't burn. We had to learn how to bend without the world caving in. I had to learn what I've got, what I'm not, and who I am. And I won't give up on us, even if the skies get rough. I'm giving you all my love. I'm still looking up. I'm still looking up. 'Cause I won't give up. No, I'm not giving
Good morning. Thank you, Ria. Thank you, James. Give him another round of applause. That was amazing. And I love the way Spirit works because I think that's just the perfect song for my talk. I also love the theme for this month, Living Everyday Wonder. My talk was inspired by wonder. And so I'm going to share a little bit about my life, which is new in a way, bringing down a little bit of a wall, sharing reality, not just thoughts, not just philosophy, not just something I learned in school. So I'm going to talk about that today and talking about sandpaper people. Now, what do I mean by this? I learned the term after watching, I think it was an interview with Beyonce and Oprah. I think she was talking about, Beyonce was talking about those people, the paparazzi, people that write stories about her, that say things about her, not even knowing her really, and that they rub her like sandpaper. And that's what sandpaper people are. They're those people in our lives that just rub us the wrong way sometimes. But they're there for a reason. And you likely have an image of a person that's a sandpaper person in your life right now. I know I do. Well, I mean, that's why I wrote this talk, but as I'm part of this mind, this one mind, I know you all are as well too. And we get at least one per lifetime. One sandpaper person, that's for sure. Now, other people know about this too. You might be a sandpaper person to somebody. And horror of horrors, I might be a sandpaper person to somebody. But that's just the way it works. I think we're here to help refine each other in this life. Now, I do have a specific person in mind for this talk. I'm not going to tell you who they are. I'm not going to tell you what they look like or where they live. I will say that they are a neighbor. However, in spiritual terms, neighbor is a very general thing, so I can get away with that. But they are an actual neighbor. And this theme of wonder, it fits so appropriately because it came to me while I was on a morning walk. I walked by this person's place every morning, early in the morning, sometimes at dawn, and it was like a dawn of awakening, this wonder, what if they walked into my church? What if they walked through that door right now? What would I do? How would I be? What would I say to this person that just rubs me the wrong way? It's easy to smile, it's easy to nod, and to walk away when these people are in my life. But what would I really do if I'm living the principle, if I'm living the teaching, if I'm really taking it into my consciousness, what it is to love everyone, to know that the Spirit is present everywhere, Spirit is present in every single person that I meet, in everything that I do, everywhere that I go, Spirit is there. What would I do? How would I be with this person? What would I say to them? Now, there's no concrete answers to these questions because sometimes the sandpaper people in our lives are really, it's more like a block of hard grit that's come up against us. And sometimes these sandpaper people are those people that have done things that we really would rather just forget about altogether. And maybe that's serving its purpose as well. However, as I try to answer these questions, there is a tool that I use, which is the metta prayer, or a metta prayer, for there's many versions of it. It comes from the Buddhist tradition. And the metta prayer starts at the center and works its way out. So it's one of those things that we can say, and then it expands the consciousness as we go through the next level, and then expands the consciousness again. I remember Reverend Dr. Kathy Hearn in one of her talks saying that these people in our lives, it's not that maybe we don't like them, but really it is a perception issue. It's all a matter of perception. For this particular person, I don't know that they even know that I exist, honestly. There's no particular interaction that we would have on an everyday basis, but I sure have a perception problem with them. And it's one that has been going on for 8, 9 years now. So it's about time I talked about it to somebody, I guess. Because their face bothers me. Just their face, that's all it takes. I just have to see them, and they have a sign in their yard that bothers me. And you can go wherever you want with that sign, because there's lots of signs in yards these days. And it's even worse when their partner is with them, because they are a match made in heaven. And they both together, they just irritate me. Something fierce. I used to, when I would get to that part of the street, I used to cross the street so that I would not have to walk by their house. And I'd go on the other side. And in my head, oh, I'm a spiritual person. May all beings be full of loving kindness. May all beings be well. May all beings be peaceful and at ease. May all beings be happy. And then I cross to the other side of the street and go on my, because then I was safe, right? But what I was actually doing was I was avoiding the emotions. I was moving myself away from having to feel what I was actually feeling when I was walking by that house. That's spiritual bypass, right? Right? I think so. I was calling them a sandpaper person, but in all actuality, the sandpaper was still in the envelope and on the shelf. It wasn't doing anything. I was just classifying them. I was categorizing them. I was avoiding the truth. So that's why I love this quote from this morning from Teal Swan that Betty picked out. People who trigger us to feel negative emotions are messengers. They are messengers for the unhealed parts of our being. It's not about them. It's not about them at all. It's not about the sign in the yard. It's not about their face. It's not about their relationship. It's not about what they do to me hear what I'm saying, right? Me. It's all about me. All of these things, all of these emotions, all of these judgments, it's all happening right here. It's all happening right here. So what if they walked into my church? And what am I talking about when I talk about my church? Yes, it's this place, it's this congregation, it's these people, but it's my consciousness. They're not even home some of the time when I walk by. I don't even see them. I am inviting them into my consciousness, into my church, into my temple, into my place of safety, right here. So what I'm really talking about is fear or resentment, or whatever classification we need to put on that synonym. Ernest Holmes in The Science of Mind on page 261 says, "The spirit within me does not long for anything. It is free, safe, and satisfied. There is no sense of insecurity or inferiority. I am not seeking to avoid anything. I am conscious of my ability to meet every situation. There is neither depression nor discouragement in my mental outlook on life. I do not look to anything outside myself to give me pleasure, comfort, or certainty. I do not long for anything, and I am not afraid of anything. My whole inner being is conscious of its unity with God, of its oneness with Spirit." So this brings me to where the meta prayer starts, which is right here. May I be at peace. May my heart remain open. May I awaken to the light of my own true nature. May I be healed and be a source of healing for all beings. We're always a choice. So when I walk down that street now, I have the choice. I can make the choice to not cross the street. And when I feel those feelings start to coming up, may I be at peace. May my heart remain open. May I awaken to the light of my own true nature. May I be healed from this. May I be healed from this. And then in turn, be a source of healing for other people. It's so easy to slip into an us versus them mentality. It's so easy. The ego loves it. Oh, We have somebody to fight. Oh, I have a chance to win. Ooh, I'm going to hold on to this until the right moment, and then one day I'm just going to give it to them. Because they don't even know that I've got this. I'm going to get it. Ooh, and boy, if they try something, boy, I've got something in my back pocket, and I'm just going to give it to them. I just can't wait till they walk by. But if we're driven by that, because that's fear, actually, it's holding on in the fear that somebody might get an upper leg on us, right? It's fear. It's not love. It's on the other end of the spectrum. It's little love. If we're driven by the fear of losing to someone else or by the need to make someone pay for the anguish they have caused us, then we're only harming ourselves. There's many versions of this following quote, but I like this one from Bert Gezi in his book, The Angry Christian. He says, "Resentment is like a poison we carry around inside us with the hope that when we get the chance, we can deposit it where it will harm another who has injured us." The fact is that we carry this poison at extreme risk to ourselves. Perhaps you've experienced it, what it is like to hold a grudge for years, and what that does to the shoulders and to the body and to the mind and to the system. It can make you sick to your stomach when you think about the person. Think about the situation. And this is where we have the opportunity then to expand the meta prayer. May you be at peace. May your heart remain open. May you awaken to the light of your own true nature. May you be healed and be a source of healing for all beings, moving outward in rings of light and rings of consciousness. Now, I know that the good that I desire for myself, I desire for other people, right? The good that I desire for myself, I desire for others as well. There may be challenging people, and sometimes, like I said, these sandpaper people are the big ones that may have done something really inexplicable, or at least something you don't want to talk about. We have resources here, of course, through practitioners. That if you're on a journey like that with someone that it's like, a very big challenge, they'd be happy to talk with you about working through that for sure. And it sounds simple, right? Love everybody. It sounds simple, but it is not easy. But Ernest Holmes does say one of the first things to do is to love everybody. If you have not done this, begin to do so at once. There is always more good than bad in people, and seeing the good tends to bring it forth. Can I do that with my neighbor? When I see his face, when I see the sign in his yard, can I? I love you. I love you. It's a journey. I mean, Mr. Holmes, really? Everybody? Like everybody? Yeah. Everybody. It's a journey. This includes the rioters and the protesters, the ones that take the vaccine, the ones that won't take the vaccine, the people on that side of the political aisle, the people on that side of the political aisle, the people on no side, those that abstain, those that partake. Everybody. Everybody. That's why they call it a spiritual practice. So we have the opportunity every time that feeling of angst comes up, that feeling of fear, that feeling of resentment, that feeling of fill in the blank, we have an opportunity. We get to engage in the wonder of what this world would be like if all beings were at peace. We get to engage in the wonder of what it would be like if everybody lived with an open heart, awakened to the light of their own true nature, healed and healing as a way of life. For it's best to forgive. It is best to forgive because forgiveness is power. Forgiveness is freedom. The ego will tell you otherwise. No, don't forgive. Hold on to that. Hold on, wait. You're going to get your moment. Hold on to that fear. We're going to have our moment to deposit that poison. Just give us a second. No, forgive. Now, forgiveness does not necessarily mean friendship. Forgiveness does not mean that all of a sudden we're going to become cuddle buddies and watch movies on Friday night and have popcorn together. That's a totally different thing. Forgiveness is releasing. Primarily, forgiveness is releasing ourselves from that poison. In Plan B, Further Thoughts on Faith, Anne Lamott says, forgiveness means it finally becomes unimportant that you hit back. You're done. It doesn't necessarily mean you want to have lunch with the person. So what would I do? How would I be? What would I say? When it gets to that point, again, I get to engage in that wonder of what the world would be like. So let's go through just a little process together, if you would. I get to do a process. So if it's available to you, if you would like, you can close your eyes. You at home, if you would like to sit back and close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And just say to yourself, may I be at peace. May my heart remain open. May I awaken to the light of my own true nature. May I be healed and be a source of healing for all beings. And taking a nice cleansing breath, bring to mind a sandpaper person in your life. As Reverend Busey used to say, if a whole crowd shows up, say thank you. Have them form a line. The person that's at the front is the one that you're just going to talk to today. And then you can say, may you be at peace. May your heart remain open. May you awaken to the light of your own true nature. May you be healed and be a source of healing for all beings. And then in whatever way is available to you, allow your mind to keep going further out. The neighborhood, the state, the nation, the world. As big as your imagination can go, may all beings be at peace. May all beings have open hearts. May all awaken to the light of their own true nature. May all be healed and be a source of healing for others. This is the process by where the sandpaper gets put to use. This is the process that allows us to refine, to smooth those edges. We become refined by the process of forgiveness and of loving kindness. The author Rasuli in the Sufi Wisdom Oracle writes, "Dear one, you are embraced by open, nurturing hearts and loving souls. A garden of beauty where you can renew yourself. Pure happiness comes to those whose hearts are polished like a mirror to reflect the excitement and desire to expand. Life is a process of constant creation." My friends, in this new year, join me in embracing what it feels like to forgive. What it is like to have the rough edges of life smoothed over by forgiveness and loving kindness. The opportunity for an expanded awareness of life and love and the people we share this planet with, especially the Sandpaper people. Thank you very much.
Well, in the midst of Sandpaper people, thank God we get people like Sidney Poitier and Betty White, and that they try to teach us how to hang in there and be. They were the best of humanity, and they help us to be the best of humanity. So, thank you guys.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will be this way. My hat is off. Won't you stand up and take a bow? If you threw a party and invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Oh, thank you for being a friend. If it's a car that you like, I'd surely buy you a big Cadillac. Whatever you need, any time of the day or night. Where's my friends? I'm not ashamed to say, I hope it always will stay this way. My hat is off. Won't you stand up and take a bow? When we both get older, with walking canes and hair of gray, have no fear, even though it's hard to hear. I will stand real close and say, thank you for being a friend. Thank you. 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 Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Oh yes, I wanna thank you. Thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank the Vision Band. Milky Way, you'll hear me call as we ascend. I'll see you there, and once again we'll say, thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. I wanna thank you. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. Thank you for being a friend. I wanna thank you. Vision, thank you for being a friend.
Thank you for being a friend, Ria. You know, last Sunday, we all of a sudden weren't going to have an alto to sing with us up there. And I remembered Ria, every time she comes here, she says to me, James, anytime you need someone to fill in, I am happy to do it. So I called her, I sang into my phone so she could learn the songs. And yeah, you're not done yet. That was me telling, get back. No. But she was so willing and said, I am in, you can count on it. And she's been working hard to learn her parts to sing with us, just so we could enjoy each other. So thank you for being a friend, Ria. Thank you very much. And now, it is the time, I actually love being able to tell you it's our time for conscious circulation. That's what we call giving around here. And one of the things that impressed me 11 years ago when I first came to Vision is the integrity with which Vision approaches tithes, offerings, and giving with our principles. We even call it conscious circulation because it's, yes, lights bills need to be paid, and staff needs to be paid, and rent needs to be paid, and all those things happen because of contributions. But God is the source and supply and the activity of all supply, and we know that. What this gives us is an opportunity to change our frickin' lives. Giving will change your life. That's why it's a spiritual practice that we allow ourselves that opportunity for transformation. So let's go within knowing and accepting that God is source and substance and supply and the activity of all source, all supply, all money, cash flow, resources flow from one source, and we are not just connected to that source, we are a center of it. So now we just step into that flow of divine abundance with our own conscious circulation, knowing it good, knowing it always good and overflowing, and so it is. Just like magic. On TV, I mean, on the camera, you bet. It went from, I was standing over there to poof, here I am. And now it's time for the Miracle Minute, and I forgot to hack Reverend Patty's email. So I don't have any for you, but I'm sure she does. But I would take this moment to encourage you and remind you that when you see a reflection back to you in your life, when that prayer is made manifest in your life, do let us know. It encourages all of us. And you can do that at revpatty@visioncsl.com or info@visioncsl.com, or you can write it down and hand it to one of us and we'll make sure she gets it, all right? But now it's time for The Last Word by Johnny Kirkhope.
I don't know if you can hear that online or not, but that was some boogie. They're boogie-woogieing. Hello, everybody online, everybody in the room. Thank you for joining us today. We have a Vision meet and greet right after our celebration. Join us for some prayer with our practitioners, as well as meeting and greeting those who are not in our room today. And I love all of you guys who are in the room today, too, so thank you for being here. with all the stuff we're going through right now, it's a little crazy, but thank you for being a part of this. Coffee Connection on Mondays through Friday, 8:30 in the morning. We join many of our members. Reverend Lori Sheets leads that. Thank you, Reverend Lori. She's leading the clapping over here. Good job, Reverend Lori. There's a link on the website if you want to be a part of that. Also, so Reverend Lori also has a book study starting up on Monday. Reverend Lori, you want to talk a little bit about this? It's a Jacob Glass book she's going to be doing. So. I love Reverend Lori.
Good morning. So nice to see all of you this morning. How many people would like to shift their perception about prosperity and abundance? Very good, very good. I want to invite you to a book study. The book is called A Course in Prosperity, and it has been written by our very own Jacob Glass. So we'll be looking at prosperity and allowing you to really clarify what that looks like. We'll be creating a money mantra. We'll know at the core of our being that abundance is ours and ways that we can accept that. We are starting tomorrow, 9 a.m. on Zoom. It's a 1-hour class for 4 weeks. Come. Bring your wallets. No, you don't have to bring your wallets. No. Sign up on the website, or if you have any questions, I'll be out here. I'd love to see you. Prosperity is a good thing. It's a good thing to know and embrace, so please join me.
Thank you, Reverend Lori. Again, that's 9 o'clock tomorrow morning, so we'll join her. It's a 4-week class, or kind of a workshop. What are we calling it? A book study. That's what we're calling it. Book study, so join us for that. So I mentioned last week that our anniversary is coming up in February. It'll be 15 years here with Vision. Nice. So if you're not a member of Vision and you'd like to join us, we'd love to have you. We have forms in the room here and also online. If you'd like to be a part of Vision, we would love for you to be a part of us. And you get one of those fancy badges that we have there, and we do all kinds of other stuff. So join us for that. Love to have you be there. Next week, Reverend Patty Paris will be back, and her talk title is Truth Known, Truth Demonstrated. Ooh. And Rachel Drexler is going to be back with us, so good to see them. So I want to give some shout-outs. First, Marcus Gilliland today, our very own Marcus Gilliland. Love that guy. And I don't know if I told you, I just moved next door to him, and I didn't realize till today. I got some things to work on. I'm kidding, I didn't move back to Marcus. But anyway, thank you, Marcus, for that. I want to thank Ria Carey for her music today. Ria, you want to tell them, Mark? What do you got here?
If you need more of Ria, and who doesn't need more of Ria, you can go see her and her musical partner, Aaron, at Diversionary Cafe or Cabaret quite often. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
We had the honor of opening up, Diversionary Theater has been completely redone, and they redid the theater, but they also redid the space below, which is enabling them to make money. So they turned it into a cabaret space, which rivals any cabaret I've sung in New York, LA. It's just gorgeous. They're bringing in a lot of local artists. They're bringing in, they do some offshoots from the shows that they're putting up. It's just a lovely space. They have a full bar there, and the space can be open as long as they have entertainment. So right now they're in a little bit of a downtime until their next show goes up, I think in February. But we're there on Sunday nights. Tonight we're there from 6 to 8. We're celebrating the bartender's birthday, who actually asked for us to play for his party. So if you're out and about, definitely dress warm. It has a huge kind of like door that opens, and they keep it open. But it's a beautiful space. You'll have a good time. They have a little dance floor. We just have a blast. So if you're out and about tonight, come out and hang out with us at the Clark Cabaret.
Park Boulevard by...
It's on Park. I should know the address, but I just know how to get
Madison there. Or Monroe.
Yeah, it's across from the Buddha light store, which as soon as I start singing, shuts all their doors and windows. They're like, there's no peace when I'm singing, so.
Well, very good. Thank you, Ria. Very good. So check out Ria Carey. I also want to give a shout out to James Vandenberg today for filling in for Reverend Patty. Wonderful job today. Man, he's doing it all today. He's going to be sweeping the floors right after we're done with celebration. Thanks, guys.
Good morning. I'm not Reverend Patty either. But it's time for affirmations. And Reverend Patty likes us to stand in our truth, stand in the power of our spoken word. And I believe they're on the board behind us, and I have them here. So let's say them together. My heart is prepared to receive love. Yeah. I am peaceful, loving, and fearless. I am free to be my authentic self in all my relationships. What do we got? I see a 2. I got a 3, a 1, a 3. Okay, the 3s are winning. We're going to do 3 again. I am free to be my authentic self in all my relationships. And just giving great thanks for the truth of this moment, and my apologies to all the people I've been sandpaper to. That poor neighbor I drove crazy, who I have now become in my life. Simply giving great thanks for the opportunity to prove principle this week that we are one with love, one with peace, one with prosperity, one with joy. We step into this week as presence, as purpose, as power, as joy, that life is indeed good. We simply release this service into the law, into light, and into love. And together we say, and so it is.
I really